Hi, I'm going to show what what's worked for me for kind of learning how to play. Not particularly good, but I guess I'm maybe on a low intermediate. But I played for a lot of years just in open position, just on the first five uh, frets, and basic chords there. Um, and so last year I got a little bit more serious and I decided I was going to learn all the notes on the neck and how to play different chords, different places. So um, the way I like to practice is just to play along with music, because it makes it more interesting to me. So I started off with a bunch of slow songs, and here's a slow song. So this is in G, so you can practice the scales. So it took a couple of months to kind of learn all the notes. It's easy to learn the notes in one scale like G, but then to switch, so if you wanted to play an E, you would start up here, and uh, and to get good at all the scales and not get too confused about where you are, it takes a couple of months and a couple more months to kind of get fluid at moving around. And I'm still working on fluidity. Sometimes I'll get lost. Sometimes when you play like that, I mean, you can forget what, or at least I can forget what key I'm in sometimes, because because you're not really thinking about keys or anything. You just kind of learn where the relationship of notes are. You're not thinking of, well, that note is, some note. It's just, it's only in relation to what key you're playing. And I don't know specific notes really. I know where the root notes are just because, I play them all the time. So, G, 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 like that. And so that's the main shape I play is for example, the G scale is open, then the second fret, fourth, fifth, down one string to the D string, then second, fourth, and fifth. So see, that makes a pattern: 0, 2, 4, 5, 0, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So the G is it's the one chord. Sometimes you'll hear people say 1, 4, and 5 chords or something like that, which is common in bluegrass. One is the key that the song is in. So this case, a G is the one chord. and that starts, and then the 4 chord will be G, A, B, C, and then the 5 chord would be D. So G, C, and D is 1, 4, 5. The next thing after I learned all the notes and can play kind of scales all over the neck, is you want to learn all the chords associated with that. And you can play chords as 2-finger chords. You can play like a G right there. You can play as just a 3-finger chord by adding this 2nd string 5th fret, and then you can play the full chop chord, which is the first on 7th. So hard to stretch. I have the same problem everybody has on that G chop chord. It's tough to stretch, and I don't worry too much about muting that string because you're kind of playing a percussive sound anyway. So if I'm muting that string, it doesn't really matter to me. If I want to kind of get a more of a tone out of it instead of just a chop, then I might kind of hit the bottom strings more than the top strings. Okay, so the other thing that you want to know about the mandolin is that if you move, so you've got the G chord down here, if you move up, then that's the 4 chord, that's a C right there. So you can always move a shape up and get to the 4 chord, and if you move that chord up 1 step, then you get to the 5 chord. So that's a D right there. So G, C, D. So you can also do it by moving down. So here's a G right here. If I move down, I'm on the 5 chord, and if I move back 2, I'm on the 4 chord. Or I can move up 1, 2, 3, 4 and get to the 4 chord, move up 1 more and get to the 5 chord. So and then so that's one common shape. I can play G that way. Here's the start of that G scale. If I play this 2, the root note, and the 1 directly down, that's a 2-finger G, a 2-note G. And then if I get this next fret right here, the bottom and 2 frets up, that's a G. Or if I come up that's a G, those 2 notes right there. Or if I play that's the 8th, and then if I come down and back 3, that's a G. That's a G. It's also a G that's used a lot. It kind of gives it's like an inverted G or something like that, but I can't remember what it's called, but it's really common to use. So it's the 5th and the 3rd. And if you move that down, that is that's the 5 chord. So you can play the 5 chord like this, which is a D. You can play like that, do the top string, you do that. You can play it like this, like we were playing it a minute ago. so there's all kinds of places where you can get the D. And like I said, if you move up, this is the G. If you move up, then you're on the 4 chord. You can move. There's the 5 chord right there. 4, 5. So you want to learn all those chords, double stops, and 3. You can play 2, 3, or 4 strings, and however many you want. So it's common, to play that, and then the 4th and 5th. A lot of times, I will not play that full shape because I'll play 2. Even if I put my top finger on this one, on the top string, sometimes I'm just playing those 2 notes anyway. Because, for one thing, if you're playing a chop chord, and then you play this, this is the same note both ways, so it kind of, to me, it sounds, there's more difference between that and that than there is between this and this. So you hear that the 5th a little bit more that way, and it's just a lot easier, to play. And then I'll use that shape a lot, and then I'll use this other one that I said that was kind of the inverted chord. So that's the 4th, that's the 1st, that's the 5th, and I like this because you kind of keep this the 5 note. You just keep your finger on there. Well, and you get that droning sound like you can when you're playing open strings. You can get that kind of droning sound. So really, that's, once you learn that, it's just I didn't have much luck with finding too many licks, but there's a common one that I use all the time, or some variation of that. You hear the blue notes a lot, so that blue note is just a flatted 3rd, this is the 3rd, and this is a flat 3rd, and a flatted 7th, and which is right there. So you'd play. So it's good to learn those blue notes, give it some color. So let me play along with the, my computer started up again. Play along with the key song in G. Well, anyway, so it's pretty easy. It just takes a lot of time. So I've been working on it, for a year, and you can see I've still got a ways to go. So, and I play an hour a day, but I just don't have much talent, though. So I think it's my main problem. So if you've got a little bit of talent, maybe you go a lot faster than I do, but it's pretty easy. So once you learn that, you can kind of play along with any song. So and you just And so, that's, to me, that's a good way to get started, and it makes it fun. So because you can kind of play along with stuff then. So hope that helps somebody.